The United States Supreme Court stands as the ultimate interpreter of the Constitution. Its decisions shape our lives, from civil rights to criminal justice, defining our freedoms and obligations. The court's power to strike down unconstitutional laws makes it a crucial check on government. The 9 justices, appointed for life, ensure continuity and stability in legal interpretation. However, their ideological leanings can influence decisions, making the court a focal point of debate. The 2024 to 2025 term includes cases on gun control, LGBTQ+ rights, and election law, promising to shape the legal landscape. The Supreme Court's 2024 to 2025 docket is packed with cases that could reshape American law. These cases touch on contentious issues like gun control, LGBTQ+ rights, and election integrity. One case involves the regulation of ghost guns, untraceable firearms assembled from kits. Another centers on employment discrimination against LGBTQ+ individuals, clarifying federal protections. The court will also hear a case on new evidence of misconduct in an Oklahoma death row case. Additionally, the legality of state laws restricting gender-affirming care for transgender youth will be considered. These cases highlight the Supreme Court's role as the ultimate arbiter of justice and equality. The Supreme Court will hear a case with significant implications for LGBTQ+ workplace rights. Originating from Ohio, it involves a website designer refusing to create websites for same-sex weddings, citing religious objections. The designer argues her First Amendment rights protect her from creating content conflicting with her beliefs. LGBTQ+ advocates contend this right to discriminate undermines protections against sexual orientation discrimination. The decision could impact the balance between religious freedom and anti-discrimination laws. Both sides eagerly await the ruling, which could significantly affect LGBTQ+ rights. The Supreme Court will hear a case raising questions about judicial fairness and capital punishment. An Oklahoma death row inmate presents new evidence of prosecutorial misconduct in his original trial. Attorneys argue withheld evidence could have exonerated their client or resulted in a lesser sentence. This case highlights systemic flaws in the criminal justice system, especially in capital cases. The death penalty's irreversible nature necessitates a higher standard of fairness and due process. The decision could impact other death row inmates seeking to appeal based on new evidence. The Supreme Court will address transgender rights in a case challenging state laws restricting gender-affirming care for youth. These laws prohibit medical professionals from providing treatments aligning with a minor's gender identity. Proponents argue these laws protect children from making irreversible decisions about their bodies. Opponents, including medical professionals, argue gender-affirming care is essential healthcare for transgender youth. Studies show access to such care improves mental health and reduces rates of depression and suicide. The decision will have far-reaching consequences for transgender youth and their families. As the 2024 presidential election approaches, the Supreme Court is central to the debate over election integrity. The court faces cases that could impact election rules and the presidential race outcome. One key issue is the legality of partisan gerrymandering, which critics say undermines fair representation. Another issue is the role of state legislatures in setting election rules, with some laws making it harder for certain groups to vote. The court will decide whether these laws violate the Voting Rights Act and other federal protections. The decisions will have profound implications for American democracy. The court's rulings could shape the future of election integrity and voter rights.